Hi guys, welcome back to another week of case studies. So as usual, we will start with the indexes first. So as you can see for the Nasdaq, which I use the US 100, it's actually quite strong. But there seem to be some resistance over here lah. Okay, so I think this is like a brief rally pause before it attempts to break out again. But I think there's some economic news coming up next week. So I think that will determine the course of action lah. Okay. For Dow Jones and S&P 500, I think things are quite similar. This one also met some resistance over here, and it's attempting to break out from a resistance already. For S&P 500, similar. This one is the only one, I think a bit lagging behind lah. Now attempting to break out from the head and shoulders lah. Okay. Russell 2000 is slowly climbing higher and higher. You can see the 50 days moving average is also already turning up lah. Okay, so things are looking quite good. On the US side, US 10-year yield is also climbing, 2 years yield climbing, 5 years yield climbing, and also the dollar index is also climbing lah. Okay, something which doesn't usually happen so often, which is the dollar index climbing together with the indexes lah. Okay, VIX is actually hitting its all-time low. So you will see if this is a place for it to rebound or not lah. Okay. QQQ short is dropping, short for S&P 500 is dropping, same goes with the semiconductor. SOXL is going up, Hang Seng is still doing bad, I think it's not able to find bottom yet, same goes with the China index. Japan index is actually there lah, it didn't break its previous high yet, I think it will take some, it actually attempted to but came back down. All seems to have is attempting to rebound lah. Okay, but time will tell whether it's a dead cat bounce or it's an actual bounce. KLCI index as usual is a bit disappointing, doesn't seem to have much movement over here, so I think we'll wait and see, but it seems to be testing the 50 days moving average, which is a good thing to see. Small cap actually attempted to break above this line, downtrend resistance, but failed, so it's coming back to look for a base. I will prefer it to form a solid base before attempting to rally again. Okay, property side, I think it's quite flat. REITs, I think flat. Energy is bad. Finance is quite flat lah. But finance counters are actually not bad. Utilities found a new base over here. I think it's going to rally next week. Construction counters, I think there was news about HSR reviving, so there's a possibility you will see it rally up from here. Technology, I think it's finding a higher low. Plantation is slowly climbing higher. Industrial products, I think it's kind of sideways lah, to be honest. Okay. Healthcare, I think you need to wait for gloves to start rallying again. Consumer index doesn't look so good. Transport looks bad, and telecommunications is horrible. So we move over to the case studies for this week. No, not this. I think it's this. No, it's not this. Yeah, it's this. My watch list is quite short lah, meaning there isn't much to see in the market lah. Okay, stocks are actually not behaving that well. So the first stock is MSM. If you look at MSM, actually it looks pretty good lah. Okay, this is like the 52-week high, and it's already re-challenging after quite a heavy correction over here. Okay, what I don't like is this is a V correction, something that I don't really like. So preferably, you wait and see whether it forms a more solid base or not lah. Okay, but MSM is actually quite well known to have quite deep corrections. Okay, so it will be interesting to see if this deep correction actually continues going higher and higher or not lah. Okay, so next one's solar counter, Slvest. I think Slvest is technically better than the other solar counters, even though I know SciPark was pretty good previously, but I don't think it's continuing its course lah. Okay, it's currently testing the 150 days moving average, and yeah, it has tested this resistance this support multiple times lah. Okay, I think if it continues testing, it's just a matter of time before it breaks, because you see it's forming lower highs along the way. Okay, GTRONIC, I think this stock is quite strong. There should be some reasons behind it allowing the stock to be this strong. You can see that it's still climbing higher and higher. Over here it's already challenging the 52-week high lah. Okay, this was before there was a huge waterfall coming down, okay, from the portal report, so it's slowly climbing up. I think the basing looks quite good also around here. Not really a V, a bit flat lah. Okay, and the volume on Friday was pretty positive, a bit some heavy selling over at the 1.17 area. Okay, next is Wcehb. I think this one, the base already looks quite solid lah. Okay, if you have followed my channel all the while, you will see the base. This one is actually quite good. So looking at this, I think it should be quite good for the stock lah, quite constructive lah. Okay, since the breakout from this downtrend channel, I think it has been pretty good. So it has also already formed a 52-week high, okay, breaking out from here. So I think this counter looks pretty good lah. Okay, Ulicorp, for some reason, I think there are quite a lot of people asking me about this stock to review. So I will just continue reviewing it over here. For me, Ulicorp may have actually found a new support lah. Okay, at this level, you can see that the volume over in these few days has been quite dry. There is definitely some resistance at 1.45, which I think would require some heavy volume to push it out, push it higher than 1.45 lah. Okay. Besides that, I think you need to give some time, some patience to the stock to actually form a base, wash out retailers before it actually attempts to go higher lah. Okay. So sorry. Next is Wellcal. Again, another stock breaking 52-week high during such a bad market. So definitely there must be something behind it lah. Okay, if it can be so good, despite during a bad market. Wellcal actually is already at beat 52-week high already lah. Okay, but currently I don't think he has formed a base nice enough to be considered as a constructive base lah. Okay, at the moment I think no base yet, so most probably will have some pullback lah before it actually attempts to rally again. Next is EG. I think EG has been featured in my watch list quite a number of times. Sorry, my case study list quite a number of times. And yeah, it has actually finally broken out lah. This is sideways, then breakout already. So this is actually pretty constructive lah. It was quite a long correction to wash the weak retailers out, and I think finally wash out already lah. So it's going to go higher. Okay. Next is Farm Fresh. I think Farm Fresh also a few times requested for some chart review. Farm Fresh generally wasn't that good. If you were able to hold like from here until here, then of course you'll be good lah. Okay, but it has been sideways for quite some time, and I think it has finally broken out. So the previous resistance of 1.28 most likely will be retested again to see whether it's a new support or not. And if it's not, then it will form a higher base lah. Okay, it depends whether it depends where it wants to find some support. It can be above the level or it can be below, but it should not break this base over here lah, which is about 1.16 to 1.18 zone. Okay. Next is Muhibah. I featured this counter previously where it formed a inverse head and shoulders. Of course, it didn't materialize after that, and then after that, when this one came out, there was a heavy buying and then sell down later on that day. Of course, it doesn't look that good lah. Okay, then it attempted to go higher again from the quarter report. So I think Muhibah is set to form another shoulder and then another smaller shoulder before attempting to break out lah. So it looks quite good. And the last counter will be Infotec lah. Okay, I also featured this a few times, similar. Okay, inverse head and shoulders pattern. But he has also tested about this 0.8 zone quite a number of times before finally breaking out. So yeah, you will need to monitor and see lah. The volume on Friday is not something good to have. The high volume of selling with the small body candle means there is some manipulation behind it lah. Okay, so yes, that will be all for my case studies this week. I understand it's quite short, and I think my explanations are quite straight to the point because I really don't have that much of time lah. Okay, looking at when I'm posting the videos and stuff like that, I think you should already know. So putting that aside, I will still try to manage the chart requests, reviews, and I will still try to come out with the case study list if I'm able to lah. Okay, if I'm not able to, just be prepared that I won't be doing it for the week lah. Okay, I will need some rest as well. So before we end, just a disclaimer, this entire video is for educational purpose only. None of it should be considered a buy or sell call. If you require a buy or sell call, please look for your licensed remiser or licensed financial advisor lah. Okay, it's just a financial education video and should never be considered as a buy or sell call. Okay, so that will be all, and I see you again next week. Okay, thank you, bye bye.
If you liked this video, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more videos.